The effect we're having is consequential, and it's rippling throughout the country. We were able to spend some time doing some modeling on what it means for our economy, and then isolating it specifically for the city. And as the mayor said, because of some of those numbers and trends, we're really having to make important decisions now so that we are lasting throughout this in the months and years to come, and implementing the beginnings of a cost reduction strategy. We are cognizant of the implication and the impact that the tourism community has on our overall city budget. It makes up over half the revenue, as the mayor said. And for us to balance our books accordingly, we have to start looking at the operating side and the expenditure side. We will not be able to carry out on our normal day-to-day operations as this progresses. Ultimately, what we're watching and what we're seeing, both on the trending perspective and the overall nation, is things slowing down and ultimately getting close to a grinding stop. When that happens to an economy in general, there is serious ramifications that's felt at every single level. And that's ultimately why we're having this discussion and making these decisions now, so that when we recover from this and things are back in order, we are stabilized and we have the core necessities to be able to provide from an organizational standpoint. So what does the cost reduction plan look like? That is what remains the most fluid. We're looking at everything from, as the mayor said, reducing contracts, evaluation of personnel expenses, diminishing furloughs, layoffs, everything in the book, closing facilities, looking at all the different options that we would have to look at from a government's perspective, but also making the decision that looking for the private sector to understand the importance of them not closing their business, we are waiving that period of time for fees and late and interest on the sales tax remittance. We hope that will float those organizations to be able to pay their employees, not causing further damage to our local economic perspective as we look through every single lens we possibly can. Things are, as we've always said, are happening very, very fast. We're watching them trend extremely differently, almost hour to hour, but we're staying on top of them and making sure that the decisions today matter for the decisions tomorrow, but also matter for the years to come. Making sure that we have continuity of operations and stabilized government, I think, is the mayor's most important perspective, as she just articulated, in making sure that we have and give her the tools necessary to ensure that we have long-standing government. It's a lot, and it's a lot of moving pieces, and I understand that it has ramifications far more than could be explained just at this current moment, and it's going to change through ever-going situations, but which especially want to articulate that if we don't make some of these important and drastic decisions now, it's going to hurt us so much more in the future. And making sure that we're taking it not just from a myopic perspective, but a global perspective is really the position that we're coming from, to make sure that we have the cash on hand and overall analysis moving forward.
Well, thank you, Gilbert. Thank you.